Is your workbench buried under a mountain of tools? Are you spending more time looking for your hammer than actually using it? I get it. A messy workshop is a frustrating workshop. Every project starts with a treasure hunt for a misplaced tape measure or the right screwdriver. It's a huge waste of time and kills your creative energy before you even start. Many people think the only solution is to spend a ton of money on fancy metal pegboard systems. Those things can cost hundreds of dollars. They look nice, but you don't need to break the bank just to get organized. You're a woodworker after all. You can build something better. We're going to fix this problem today, and we're going to do it for less than $50. The goal is simple. Build a strong, modular tool wall that you can customize and change whenever you want. Forget those expensive systems. We are going to use one sheet of plywood and some basic hardware. This project is perfect for a weekend afternoon. It will completely transform your workspace. You'll go from a chaotic mess to an organized, efficient shop where every tool has its place. This isn't just about cleaning up. It's about making your time in the shop more enjoyable and productive. Let's get started. The secret to this whole system is something called a French cleat. If you've never heard of it, don't worry. It's just a fancy name for a simple, clever way to hang things. A French cleat is basically a board cut at a 45-degree angle. One half gets attached to the wall, and the other half gets attached to whatever you want to hang, like a tool holder. The two angled pieces lock together using gravity. It's incredibly strong and surprisingly easy to make. This design is what makes the wall modular, meaning you can move your tool holders around any time without drilling new holes. So let's talk about the big picture. We are going to take a single sheet of plywood and turn it into a wall of pure organization. We will cut it into strips to create the cleats for the wall. Then we will use the leftover pieces to build custom holders for all of your tools. From your cordless drills to your hand saws, everything will have a home. This project is all about being smart with your materials and your time. You don't need a high-tech workshop or years of experience. If you can make a straight cut with a saw, you can build this tool wall. It's time to take back your workbench. First things first, let's go shopping. But don't worry, this trip won't hurt your wallet. You only need a few things. The star of the show is a single 4x8 sheet of 3/4-inch plywood. You can use basic sheathing or sanded plywood. Either one will work just fine. I usually go for the cheaper option because we're going to make it look good later. You'll also need a box of 1¼ inch screws and some longer 2½ inch screws to attach the cleats to the wall studs. That's it. For under $50, you have everything you need to build a massive wall of organization. This is what I mean when I say woodworking doesn't have to be expensive. Now let's turn that big sheet of plywood into our French cleats. The most efficient way to do this is to rip the entire sheet into strips. I like to make my cleats about 3 inches wide. So set your table saw fence to 3 inches and start cutting. If you don't have a table saw, a circular saw with a straight edge guide works perfectly. You'll end up with a big pile of 3-inch wide strips that are 8 feet long. This batch cutting method saves a ton of time. You do one setup and make all your identical cuts at once. It's so much faster than measuring and cutting each piece one by one. With your strips cut, it's time to make the magic 45-degree angle. Tilt the blade on your table saw or circular saw to 45 degrees. Now, take each of the 3-inch strips and rip it right down the middle. This cut will turn one 3-inch strip into 2 pieces, each with a 45-degree angle along one edge. These are your French cleats. You'll now have a huge pile of them, way more than you probably need for one wall, which is great. You can use the extras for future projects or to expand your tool wall later. See how simple that was? No complicated joinery, just a simple angle. Before we move on, let's talk about a quick finish. You don't have to finish the cleats, but it makes them look nicer and protects the wood. I'm not talking about a week-long process with multiple coats of polyurethane. I'm talking about a quick shop finish. My favourite is a simple mixture of boiled linseed oil and mineral spirits. Just wipe it on with a rag, let it sit for a few minutes, and wipe off the excess. It dries fast, brings out the grain of the wood, and gives it a layer of protection. You can do this for all the cleats in about 15 minutes. It's a simple step that makes the final project look much more professional. Now for the fun part, getting these cleats up on the wall. First, you need to find the studs in your wall. Use a stud finder and mark their locations with a pencil. Your cleats need to be screwed directly into the studs to be strong enough to hold heavy tools. I recommend spacing the cleats about 4 to 6 inches apart on the wall. Use a level to make sure your first cleat is perfectly straight. If the first one is level, the rest will be too. Use the 2.5-inch screws to attach the cleats, with the angled edge facing up and away from the wall. Drive 2 screws into every stud for each cleat. Once the wall cleats are up, it's time to build the tool holders. This is where you can get really creative. And the best part? You'll use the leftover plywood scraps from cutting your cleats. You don't need to buy any more wood. Start with something simple, like a holder for your screwdrivers. Just take a small block of wood and drill a few holes in it. Then attach a small piece of cleat to the back of the block, with the angle facing down and toward the block. This piece will hook onto the cleats on your wall. Make sure to use the 1.25-inch screws for this part. You can build a simple screwdriver rack in just a few minutes. The real beauty of this system is its gravity lock feature. When you hang a tool holder on the wall, the two 45-degree angles pull together. The weight of the tool and the holder itself makes the connection tight and secure. Your tools aren't going to get bumped off the wall. To make holders for cordless drills, you can build simple holsters or shelves. Just create a box or a cradle for the drill to sit in and attach a cleat to the back. You can even build a charging station for your batteries right onto the wall. The possibilities are endless, and you can customize each holder for the specific tool it will carry. Don't overthink the holders. They don't need to be perfect works of art. Their job is to be functional. Use wood glue and screws to assemble them quickly. You can make holders for your pliers by cutting slots into a block of wood. You can add dowels to a board to hang wrenches or tape rolls. For your hand saws, you can create a simple slotted rack. The key is to look at your pile of tools and build a custom home for each one using the scraps you have. In about an hour, you can build a whole collection of holders and start clearing off your workbench for good. With your wall built and your holders made, it's time to organize. This is more than just hanging tools randomly. Think about how you work. Which tools do you use most often? These should be in the easiest to reach spots, right at eye level. I like to put my measuring tools, pencils, drills, and drivers in this prime real estate. Tools that you use less frequently, like specialty saws or clamps, can go higher up on the wall or down near the bottom. Group similar tools together. Put all your screwdrivers in one area and all your pliers in another. This creates a logical system that your brain will remember, making it faster to find what you need. Now, let's talk about strength. You might be wondering if this plywood system is really strong enough. Let's test it. Find your heaviest tool. Maybe it's a big circular saw or a heavy sledgehammer. Hang it on the wall. Now, hang a few more heavy things. You'll see that the French cleat system is incredibly strong. The design distributes the weight across the entire cleat and into the wall studs. I've hung very heavy things on my cleat walls, and they have never failed. This simple system is more than capable of holding up an entire collection of homeowner tools, and then some. So go ahead, load it up with confidence. This project proves that you don't need a big budget to create a fantastic workshop. For less than the price of a fancy dinner, you have built a custom storage solution that will save you time and space. Think about it. You spent maybe 2 hours and under $50 to solve one of the most annoying problems in the workshop. Every time you walk into your shop now, you'll see a clean, organized space. You'll know exactly where every tool is. That feeling is priceless. You'll be more inspired to start new projects because the frustration of clutter is gone. In the end, this project is about more than just hanging tools on a wall. It's about taking control of your space and making it work for you. You've proven that with a little bit of ingenuity and a single sheet of plywood, you can build something that is both functional and affordable. This modular wall will grow with you. As you get new tools, you can simply build new holders. If you want to rearrange your layout, You just lift and move the holders. You've built a system that saves you time, space, and money. Now go enjoy your newly organized shop and get building.